Yeah, if you see me look down, I'm just looking at my phone. Um, okay. It's been like 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, no, I had to take a break because um there were goals I was trying to manifest, but I was giving a lot of my time to my clients. And then I was still like having people wait on me for their coaching sessions, and just like all around, I didn't like people were waiting for so long for me to see them. So I decided, you know what, let me just get all this done within 2 weeks, take some time to just work on personal goals and attend to these clients that are waiting. Because one thing about me is, I don't know if you guys know, but I hate when people have to wait on me, and I hate being rushed. So the fact that people were waiting on me kind of makes me like, oh, I don't like that. So yeah, that's why I've been MIA from YouTube, but I've since then taken care of all these people. There's nobody waiting on me. My waiting list is cleared, except for obviously people who have scheduled in advance. But yes. So before I get into the questions, I want to talk about what the title says. Um, you decide, it's done. So, what does this mean, and how do you implement this in your life? Like how I implement it in my life. There's very little things that can happen in the 3D to make me waver from this fact. And what I mean by that is, I just have this understanding and this knowing that everything happens from me. Everything is looking to me to the next steps or what will happen next. So if I understand that everything is coming from me and my subconscious is basically waiting on instructions from me to give me the next desire that I want, why would I let myself get caught up in something that has nothing to do with me, or something that is the complete opposite of what I'm trying to manifest? Whether it be like an SP showing me unfavorable circumstances, or whether it's like a money situation that's not favorable. None of those things matter, because it's like you knowing the end to a movie. You already know what happens in the end. You know, yeah, there's going to be difficulties in the middle and kind of in the beginning, but if you just stay true to the end desire, why does any of the middle matter? Kind of. That's the perception I have with literally everything. And I kid you not, ever since I adopted this mindset, um, I manifest things so fast. I manifest things really easily. There's very little things now that bother me. And it's because I fortified that belief that I'm the one doing everything. I'm the cause, I'm the effect of everything. Things happen how I perceive them to happen based off the assumptions that I carry. So you're the one deciding that it's done. Once you say it's done, it's done. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, or my manager said this person said that, I'm seeing this. None of that matters, because you're the one that gets the final say in whether or not you get to have something. So if I carry this belief within me, do you think it's really going to matter that I just had to pay $1,000 for a bill, or I had to pay employees their money if they work for me, or if I had to pay whatever amount of fee I have to pay, or if I'm getting concert tickets and I'm quote unquote losing money? That doesn't matter, because I have a belief, for example, that money flows to me easily. Money is constantly flowing to me. I get paid to exist. I always find money. Money always loves being around me. Money is like attracted to me. I'm a money magnet, right? These are the things that you kind of say to yourselves to perpetuate that reality. So anything that is not that, why are we paying attention to it? So that's basically what I wanted to address, that you decide, it's done. You are the one deciding, this is my outcome, and I'm not going to waver from it, because the end is the same. Me reacting is me accepting the fact that what I don't like is here. So if it has nothing to do with me, and I know that's not my end result, why are we reacting, right? Reacting means you're accepting. And the reason why you're reacting is because you're accepting the fact that you think that what the 3D is showing you is your final destination or your desire, when that's not the case at all. As much as it may seem like it's real, as much as it may smell real, taste real, look real, if it's not what you want, it's not real. And this is one of the biggest blocks I think people may have is the 3D. People don't know how to escape the 3D. People don't know how to handle the 3D per se, and honestly, it's not that difficult. The reason why it's so difficult for you is because you pay attention too much to it. And I'm not saying that okay, it's like this easy walk in a park thing for everyone, but you can't tell me that if you work on trying to move a step closer to not paying so much attention to the 3D, that it's going to be as difficult day 1 as it is like day 50, right? And a lot of the people who I coach, I'm not going to lie, they say they're doing the work, but when they tell me what they've been doing the complete opposite, and they wonder why things aren't working in their favor. They've been doing um, the opposite of what I'm telling them not to do. Yeah, they do the opposite of the things I'm telling them not to do, and they wonder why they've been saying their affirmations for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, and nothing's happening. Well, for one, it's because when you do the things I'm telling you to do, you do them for such a short amount of time versus you affirming the negative story, or you reacting to the negative situations in your life, or you not holding that belief long enough for it to actually do anything in your 3D. And you have to really take into account how long have you actually been doing what you're supposed to be doing correctly, and how long have you been um, doing what you're not supposed to be doing. Obviously, the story that you pay attention to the most will be reflected more, because your brain only knows what you pay attention to, what you focus on. Your reticular activating system is looking for patterns. So whatever it is that you say is happening or not happening has to continue to perpetuate, because your subconscious reticular activating system doesn't know negative or positive. It just knows what you're focusing on. So by you focusing on the negative circumstance, it is assuming that you want more of it. So take away the thing that is causing everything bad to occur in your reality, which is your focus, your attention. But this is a gist of what you should be doing. Obviously, there are other things to supplement this type of mindset: affirmations, visualizations, scripting. Everyone has their own kind of way of doing it. Obviously, for me, I like to affirm casually throughout the day, but I will find myself visualizing majority of the day when I think of my desire, rather than affirming, only because that's just what's easier for me. But everyone has a different way of manifesting. So just because I say my favorite way is visualizing and sometimes affirming, doesn't mean that if yours is scripting, it's not going to work. Obviously, what matters more is what you pay attention to or perpetuate the most. So if you use scripting to perpetuate the fact that you're wealthy more, then that's going to work. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Okay, I'm gonna go from top to bottom, answering questions so I don't miss anyone. So if you are putting questions like right now, give me a few minutes and I'll get to you, but I'm gonna start from the top. By the way, I have this cookies and cream candle burning as we speak, and my whole room smells like a bakery. Okay. How do I manifest my ex back when I am still hurting by him leaving me for someone else? So, this situation I find is very common and kind of ideal. Maybe not ideal right now, the way that it is, but I do find that it's much more easier to manifest an SP when they're not in your face and they're triggering you when you're trying to get them back. So, for a situation like this, trying to manifest your ex back, I want you to create affirmations that imply that you're already together. What does that look like to you? What affirmations can you make up that imply you guys are back together? Some of the ones that I can think of off the top of my head are me and your person's name or SP have constant communication. We we are madly in love with each other. He or she thinks about me all day, every single day. I'm the only person that they want and desire. SP is obsessed with me and only me. SP is loyal to me. Things like this is what you want to be repeating, affirming, or visualizing, implying that this has already happened and you're already with your SP. Be sure that that story is what you're telling yourself more than the negative one that has happened. Okay, we understand that, and I'm not trying to be insensitive when I say this, that the situation already happened. So there's no point in continuing to remember or perpetuate that story that has already happened because we've already experienced it. Okay, it's here, it's there, and it's already done. Now, if we want to move our reality or shift to a reality where we have the SP, now let's start telling ourselves a new story. SP adores me. SP is constantly talking to me. SP and I have constant communication. And so, even though that may not look like your reality right now when you're saying these affirmations, in the beginning, we're just playing pretend, all right? We're just playing pretend until it happens. Now, I don't want you to look for it once you start saying these affirmations because the way our subconscious mind works is by you looking for something, you're perpetuating that you don't have it. Because if you had it, you wouldn't be looking for it. Just like I have this phone right here, my iPhone 14. If I have this iPhone, I'm not worried about where is it, when's it going to be here, or when's it coming. I have it in my hand, I'm holding it, I can see it, I can touch it, it's already here. So this is what we're essentially trying to emulate when we're manifesting anything. So as far as you're concerned, your SP is already here. He talks to you every single day, even though that may not be the case. We're still just going to say it anyways so that our reticular activating system picks up on it and actually materializes this in a 3D. And now we're not going to be worried about how long it's going to take. We're not going to be worried about where is it. We're not going to be worried about none of that because that's perpetuating that it's not here, and that's what we're trying to avoid in the first place. So you do this repeatedly and eventually you will manifest. Hello. If I revise my complete pass, that is going to different uni and school in a different city, while I lose my friends from private school or uni, I get new ones in place of them. Um, I've never, I've never been someone to really revise, so I can't really speak on it. As you can see from my videos, I don't use revision all that often. So this would be a very good opportunity for you to try it and see what happens. But from the times I have revised, I can tell you that when I revise for a situation that never happened, people in that situation almost have forgotten that the situation I did not want to happen happened. And so it's almost like that was erased from their memories. So experiment, see what happens when you try to revise your schooling and what you mentioned. Because if I could be honest, I don't revise all that often. I find that if I just want to manifest a different situation, I will just shift to one where something's happening already in my favor. So revision is not really something I do that often, but feel free to experiment. Hello. What affirmations to use for someone who is dominating, possessive, jealous, aggressive to flip them around? Any affirmations that basically imply that they're the opposite of that. So someone, you can affirm that they're caring, they're loyal, they're loving, they're gentle, they're kind. So I have noticed bias on Wikipedia calling manifestation pseudoscience. I have manifested things over the year, but I will admit it was a little triggering hearing that. Um, Here's the thing. When I started manifesting, I was hearing a whole bunch of articles of people trying to convince people who manifest that it's all fake, it's not real, it's like, it has nothing to do with science. The thing that people go wrong is I'm not gonna let someone tell me that an experience that I've had didn't happen. And so that's kind of where like I kind of laugh at these articles that say manifesting is not real, because you're not going to convince me, no matter how long your article is, no matter how many people write about this topic, that I didn't manifest $80,000. You're not going to tell me that I didn't manifest a car. You're not going to tell me that I didn't manifest money out of thin air. You're not going to tell me I didn't manifest blah 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 for this person, for that person. Like, you can write millions of articles, but you're not going to take away from those experiences that I've had. And articles and people trying to disprove manifestation doesn't really bother me whatsoever, because I've had the experiences that I've had with manifesting, and like, I know what they're saying is coming from a limited mindset, so I just don't even bother reading them or let it bother me. I want my mother to change. She's always criticizing negative about many things. Insecure, introvert, shy, and minded. I want her to take up painting and drawing as a hobby. So you can use that as an affirmation that your mother is taking painting as a hobby. And all the other things that you listed, think of words that can be sort of like the opposite, right? And perpetuate or repeat, affirm those affirmations more than the ones that you just stated, right? Because what we're trying to do is get away from the old story. The more we keep talking about the old story, the more we like gossip, the more we talk to our friends about the old story, we're keeping it alive. So make affirmations to keep the new story alive that will then manifest into your reality. Hello, hello. How do you do revision? So revision, I don't do it often, but when I do, the way I go about it is I like to script it out. That's just what's easiest for me. I will script out how a situation went, past tense, versus the way it actually did go. So, for example, let's say, um, I don't know. Let's say I had an argument with someone, right? And that argument led to me and that person not being friends. If I want that person back to be friends with me, now mind you, right now at the level of manifesting that I am, I would just affirm that this person and I are best friends. We talk every day, whatever. But if you want to use revision, you could script out, me and this person never fight. We have never fought in the past. We have an amazing friendship and we get along amazingly. And so that's something along the lines I would have to script out to revise the past. Um, exactly, Tyson. That's what I agree. Like, why pay attention to these things when I know I've had my own experiences? Oh, thank you. Um, I want to change my dad's past, like their place of birth and date of birth, and having only one sibling. He had 7. I don't want any of his present relatives in my relative. Right. So try affirming. Well, if you want to use affirmations, go ahead and affirm the opposite of everything you just stated here, or go script about it. Script that he has this life now. He has always had this specific life with this many siblings, with this many people, and you just go into detail, as much detail as you want about his new life and reality. How do I manifest getting a scholarship when I get rejected? So what I would do is I would ignore the rejection and I would affirm I'm always getting scholarships. People love giving me money for school. I'm always getting presented scholarships. People accept me even before reading any requirements that I need. Um, and that's it. Something along those lines. So for me, I don't know if you guys are like this too. I like to do 2 to 3 affirmations per desire. I don't really like to um, overwhelm myself by doing too many affirmations because I can find myself stumbling on, okay, did I say all my affirmations or did I get all the affirmations in? So to prevent that, I kind of just use 2 to 3 affirmations, and that just works for me, implying the new story. So with the rejection of your scholarship, I would just go about saying something like scholarships always come to me. I always find the right scholarships. This school gave me a full ride scholarship. I always get, do you know what I'm saying? Like, just keep going with the story that implies your outcome. And I want you to pay attention more to that than what happened in the 3D. The 3D is already done. It's already dead. It's dead weight. It's trash. It's like dead garbage. It's already here. It's done. It's the old newspaper. So your 4D is now creating your tomorrow. So what are you paying attention to in the 4D to create your new tomorrow? And so this is where we use visualizing, affirmation, scripting to build the new tomorrow. What is a common thing you find your clients doing wrong about imagining the wish fulfilled? The number one thing is obviously the 3D. Like, they cannot get past the fact that they have a negative situation in their 3D. But what I keep telling people is that although you may have this negative situation happening in your 3D, the more you keep focusing and paying attention to it, the more you're going to keep getting more of it. And sometimes people have situations that they can't escape, and I'm not saying you should completely ignore it, because obviously if it's serious you can't ignore it, but what I want you to be doing in situations like that is to pay attention to your 4D. Your 4D is your mind. What thoughts are you saying about the situation? What are you telling other people about the situation? What are you imagining about the situation? This is what matters more than, obviously, if you're like in an uncomfortable, unsafe situation, do everything you can in your power to get out of it in the 3D. And then when you're safe and everything or whatever, you affirm against that. Tell a new story. What do you want to experience? And so the more you do this, the more you'll start to see that it's easier to affirm and the 3D will start to change. And then the second one is timing. People have such a big issue with timing. They affirm for 2 days and wonder where their desire is, when like people don't understand, if you have it right now, why are you worried about timing? You worrying about timing is causing more delay. So take your focus away from timing. And plus, my thing is, like, time is gonna pass anyways. So would you rather time have passed and you not get what you want, or would you rather just like not worry about time and get what you want eventually? And 9 times out of 10, like, me having that type of mindset brings it to me faster. So just because I say you don't care about time doesn't mean it's gonna take forever. It just means like take your focus away from it. Can the third party be removed? Of course. I've done it several times. So the third party is very easy to remove. You just take your focus away from them. Just take your focus away from them. When you take your focus away from them and pretend they're not even there, because that is the story that you're now telling, they'll just leave on their own. Either your SP will have a fight with them, or they'll move, or something will happen where they're no longer in the picture. So while this is happening, you should be affirming things like SP and I are together. They only want to be with me. SP only has eyes for me. He finds everyone else disgusting to be in a relationship with. They only think about me 24/7. Yeah. Hello. What do you do when you know what you want to manifest in a vague way, but you aren't sure about the specifics? For example, you want to manifest a house, but you aren't sure what kind of house you want. So, something cool about manifesting is you can manifest things that you want without knowing what you want. And I've done this so many times, and when I manifest things that way, it's very odd when I get my desires in that way, because it's almost like how did you know this is what I wanted, right? So for example, when I went to New York to go to Gov Ball for a concert, it was a music festival. I wanted a hotel in New York that was pretty good, but I've never at that point I never had been to New York, so I didn't know what hotels were good, like what hotels were nice to stay at, which ones were like convenient to be at. And I kind of just affirmed that I'm so happy I found the perfect hotel that's close to where I need to be, that has everything that I need, and that's basically all I said. And I mainly just focused on me and my friend telling each other, wow, this place is like literally so perfect. This place is so perfect. And although I didn't know the specifics of the desire, I kind of just went off of the fact that I kept telling myself this place is so perfect. Fast forward, a week before I'm supposed to leave, a friend recommended me this hotel, and um, they are manager of that hotel, and so I got a really good deal on the hotel, and it was amazing. The hotel I stayed at was amazing. It was a very nice hotel, actually. Um, and yeah, it was very convenient to the festival, to me being near the festival, and I didn't know the specifics. All I went off of was the fact that I knew it was perfect, and you try it out and see how it works for you, but you don't need to know specifics when manifesting. As long as you have like a gist or an idea of what you want, you can still manifest it. But when it happens, it's going to be so weird, because it's like you got what you wanted without knowing that you needed the things that were there, if that makes sense. Can I manifest a house and brand new car for free? Yep. Have you ever seen in those game shows people get given cars and houses? Can you clarify one query? When I'm affirming that I'm done with my exams without even working hard, still when I'm planning in my head for my daily schedule of studies, does that contradict it? No, it doesn't. I'm trying to think of an example. Um, I'm trying to think. But it just short answer is no, it does not contradict it, because you can still say something is going to happen. You can say something is going to happen, um, even though you're working towards the end result and it hasn't happened yet. It may seem contradicting, but it's not in a way. It's almost like when I affirm I have $1 million, um, and you don't want to work for this money. Sorry, I got distracted. So it's almost like, let's say you affirm for $1 million, right? And you have a job. And if you're saying that you already have $1 million, but you're working, does that contradict that you have this money without having to work? Not necessarily, because in my mind, I feel like, well, I know that all realities exist. So why wouldn't there be a reality where you're still working and you have the money versus another reality where you don't have to work and the money is? You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. If I revise being a master at a skill, will I wake up with the skill one day without practice? What affirmations to use? I you can try it. I've known some people who have manifested being able to be fluent in languages. And so when they look at their workbooks or when they look at their like apps to learn the language, it's almost as if information um is very easy to memorize, or it's almost like second nature that they pick up the new vocab or the new things that they're trying to learn. Um I don't think I have any experience with something like this personally. Mm, I'm trying to think. I don't think I do. So I couldn't tell you what is the process of, like, let's say you've been a professional at karate since you were 5. I don't know how the end result will be, like the middle, but like I said, I implore you to practice and see what happens. I'm taking an exam with negative markings. Shall I attempt all questions when I'm not prepared? I've passed exams that I haven't studied for before. So, yes, you can do it. How do you view other people, free will in others? The fact that we can manifest behavior in other people seems to suggest they don't exist outside of our experience. So I'm someone who believes people don't have free will. I don't think people have free will. Everything is based off how we perceive the world. And so that's also not to say that everyone's a robot. I feel like because every reality exists, we're just living the ones intertwined with the ones around us. Um, and so, because all realities exist, for example, if I want someone to do something, I just shift my perception to the reality of them already doing whatever it is that I want them to do, and so they just do it. But at no given time did they have free will. I'm meeting a new SP tomorrow for first time. Can I affirm he likes me? Of course. Affirm that everything went well. You had an amazing date. The person was very kind, very genuine. You had a connection with this person. You guys hit it off almost immediately. Yeah, why not? One thing about me when I go out and before I leave my house, I affirm that everyone is super nice to me. People give me like favoritism. I experience favoritism. I experience nothing but the good side of people when I'm driving, when I'm at like going to the mall, or when I'm going to the stores or whatever. And when I tell you, I have seen such an amazing difference when I do this. When I go out, it's amazing. Like, I'll go to bars and stuff and people will give me free drinks. People will buy me shots. People will like buy me free food. People will pay for my lunch, my dinner, or whatever. And you guys should try it. It's really like a life hack. What is an affirmation for life purpose and career? Also manifesting money. So one that I use is that I am successful. I am success personified. Money flows to me easily, effortlessly, consistently every single day. I get paid to exist, and I'm a money magnet. So good to see you. Hey, hello, 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 hello. Is it a good idea to look back slash remember what you manifested for inspiration with what you want now? Yeah, I do it all the time. I look at the large sums of money that I've manifested in the past to give me motivation that, okay, if I was able to manifest that, why can't I double it or why can't I triple it? Also, a weird question, don't get offended please, but why aren't all law of assumption coaches or the other ones that talk about abundance are not all millionaires? It just depends. People have different like wants. People have different morals, I guess, why they don't want to be millionaires, why they don't want to be rich and wealthy and all this other stuff. For me, I know that money does not complete me. And I know that about myself personally. I have a lot of money. I have a lot more than someone who does not use manifestation. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, it doesn't complete me, nor will any materialistic object ever complete me. So, me manifesting $1 million to me seems unnecessary because, for one, I'm the type of person that if I need something, instead of manifesting the money for that thing that I need, I'll just go ahead and manifest the thing that I want. So once I started getting really good at manifesting, it's very odd because it's almost like I never needed money. Yeah, money's fine and money comes and I have the money, but it's like I find that like my savings account is growing because I barely touch my money. And it's not that I don't have nothing to spend it on. It's just like I literally would just manifest the thing that I want instead of paying for it. Because one, it helps me manifest better. It's really good practice. And two, like I just don't need like if I don't have to spend the money, I won't. Not that I have a problem doing it, but I don't know. I just that's just me personally. I would like to achieve instant and internal wealth. For one, for instant manifestation, start affirming that you manifest fast, you manifest instantly. When you have a thought of wanting something, it already manifests. So you need to have that in place first for you to be able to have that instant manifestations that you want. And then once you have that belief in place, start affirming that you're wealthy. You've always been wealthy. Money is always flowing to you. You have eternal wealth, like as you said. And just repeat this story more than any other negative story, and you'll start to see it happen. Hello. I just intend to be satisfied with what I get by saying something like, my house is everything I ever wanted, even better than I could imagine. Yes, this works. What if I'm manifesting a specific scholarship I got rejected from? Me personally, I would delete or remove out of sight the rejection letter and affirm that I already got it. I got the acceptance for the scholarship. They gave me the scholarship. They want me at their school. They told me they need me. They want me. They have no other better person than me. And you just keep going at it, keep going at it, keep going at it with these affirmations and visualizations. Visualize yourself at the school. And then you'll notice sequence of events happening that get you to the school. Oh, thank you. People tell me that I'm too calm sometimes, but I'm just not like a. I mean, I can be, but thank you. Why is it that when I was persisting with my desires, I would feel like I'm struggling or something? Um, okay, you're gonna have to elaborate a little bit because I don't know the full details. But what personally for you were you doing that made you feel that way? Was it the affirming consistently? Was it the visualizing? Was it the like what were you doing in the process for me to answer this question? I need to know. Hello. Love your vids. They've really helped me realize how simple and easy this all is. No, literally, like manifesting is so easy, guys. Like I'm telling you, once you stop putting your focus on the story that you don't want and just keep telling yourself you have your desire, it will happen. It the part people don't understand is it has no choice but to happen. This is called the law of assumption, not the law of sometimes, not the law of once in a while, not the law of once in the blue moon. It's literally the law, meaning it has to work every single time. Okay? It has to work every single time. It doesn't matter what the 3D is showing you, it doesn't matter what someone is saying, it doesn't matter what someone made you believe. The story that you entertain the most has to become true, whether that be negative or positive. It's really so simple. People who are into manifesting, who have been in it for like, or who have gotten good, right, for like a year or two or so, they will tell you that they're upset at the fact that all they literally had to do was think as if. Think as if. Think as if you already have your desire. Think as if. And that's it. That's all it takes to manifest. And I don't know. Like sometimes I look back at like myself when I was first learning how to manifest and I put so much pressure on things that were so unnecessary when all I literally had to do was go to the end and experience the thing that I wanted to experience in my mind first and remind myself that I have it now and ignore everything else, and it was gonna happen, and how easy that was. And I'm like, wow, I really like had sleepless nights over this for no reason because it's that simple. What does it mean if someone else gets the thing that I want? Is it rooted in feeling unworthy, bad self-concept? For me, the thing is, when things like that happen, you have to rewire your brain to think that there's nothing wrong, right? When things like that would happen for me, it would make me think, okay, the fact that I'm seeing someone else with the thing that I want means that it's working and it's closer to me. We give everything meaning. Everything is meaningless until we give it meaning. So if you don't want to feel unworthy or bad, start giving those things other meanings so you don't feel so negative when they start to happen. But yeah, I don't think it's. Mm, I mean, it could be bad self concept. So try working on your self concept to build yourself up. So when these things start happening, you won't feel as like bad or guilty or um, elusive to what the 3D is showing you. Is manifesting for the young only, or can an old man do it? I feel like everyone is doing it. It's for everyone. Manifesting is for literally everyone. I feel like you start manifesting at the age you start to become conscious, like coherent. What is that, like 3, 4? Like the moment you have desires when you're a baby, that's when you start manifesting. Actually, I think you start manifesting even beforehand, because like when a baby starts crying and it's hungry, it's its desire in that moment is food. So by crying, it's manifesting food. So I think, I don't know, manifesting is very, it's like for everyone. You could do it when you're 50, you could do it when you're 60, you could do it when you're 90, you could do it when you're 10. You're doing it all the time. You can't stop manifesting. It's going to bring up things to keep you there. And if that means bringing up negative emotions or feelings, it's going to do it. And because this is a new thing that we're telling ourselves, it's almost like not recognizable. So obviously, because you have more proof of the thing that's unfavorable, they like trigger um, certain memories. And so I get so off, like, I have squirrel brain sometimes. I get so off track reading what you guys tell me that I just like have to refocus. I manifested to qualify the exam, but I failed the exam. Manifestation only worked for small things. No, it works for everything. Another exam is coming after 10 days. It's possible to study full topics. What do I do? Affirm that you've already passed. Like I did. When I was in college, I was working, and so I didn't have time to always study for all these exams. And so I would just affirm that I studied, and then something would happen where like the teacher would curve my grade, or they like liked me and they give me a passing score, or whatever the case may be. I chose all the correct answers by accident. You could do it. Trust me, you can do it. There's a reality where you've already passed the exam. So just fulfill yourself now as if you've already taken the exam and you passed it, and don't worry about not passing. Can we manifest a new phase? Yeah, why not? I feel like without my manifestation, my life has no purpose. Like, what would I do without it? I have nothing. Things are bad. What do I do? The thing is, if you persist in that, you're going to keep perpetuating a reality where you don't have it. Because if you keep thinking that it's not here now, then you will have to only keep getting more proof that it's not here. So when I hear things like this, that without my desire, I feel like nothing, one, it makes me automatically want to give you homework to do more self-concept, because you don't need anything to fulfill yourself. You don't need someone or something materialistic to fulfill yourself. You could do that for you. The thing that you may be wanting is just a bonus to you being alive. It's not going to complete you, just like any other thing you've gotten in your life. I'm sure once you have it and you get used to it, it feels like normal. So the faster you can make it feel normal now, the easier it is for it to manifest. All right, guys, I'm gonna do one more. I feel so bad leaving your comments unanswered. What time is it? 2:55. I'm trying to find one where like everyone can like benefit. Okay. Okay, wait, I'm gonna answer this one. I'm gonna do another one. Do you ever take social media breaks to help you stay focused on manifesting? I do sometimes. There will be times where I give myself a break from YouTube and from Twitter so that I can focus really on my desires. But realistically, for me, I have such a very different way of manifesting that if I didn't want to do that, I don't have to, only because Once I decide an outcome for something, it has no choice but to happen. Like literally, it has no choice but to happen. Because if I can experience it in my 4D, anything that happens in the 3D is like has nothing to do with my desire. So if I stand firm in the fact that it's here right now, then it will happen. But I feel like I do take breaks from social media for other reasons. Like I feel like when there's a lot of negativity on social media, when there's a lot of like news about death and like killings and like all of this horrible stuff, I kind of need time away from social media to almost detox my brain, because so much negativity online can be very damaging to someone. So I don't know. I'm someone where I like to get out the house, go to coffee shops, read, interact with friends, go to parks. I do stuff like that. Okay, and the last one I want to do is, how can I manifest money if I don't have a job right now? Affirm for either the amount of money that you want, or affirm that money flows to you easily and effortlessly. Remember, you're a god of your reality. God doesn't need a job to manifest money. That's only a circumstance. If you're God, why would you need a job to acquire money? People manifest millions by just playing the lottery. And I know that's like an extreme example, but that's like one where you don't need a job and you don't need to work for money to get money. There's been stories also of like people finding a briefcase of money on the side of the road, right? So if things like this happen and they are a possibility, it should tell you that, yeah, you don't need to work if you don't want to work for money. When I was like during the pandemic, I didn't work at all. I didn't work at all, and I was like, my bank account was like not even budging. And what I mean by that is like, it's like whenever I would spend money, I would like somehow, some way have more money in my account. And yeah, I feel like I just got back into working like mm, late 2021, and I was still paying all my bills. I was paying all my parents' bills. Um, and I wasn't affected because I had this understanding that jobs and things that occur in the 3D are just like man-made things, right? Man-made things have no power versus a god. If God wanted, let's say, $1 billion, nothing in the world could stop God from getting $1 billion. So that's just how I perceive it, and that's just my like way of manifesting. And you don't need a job if you don't want to work to make money, to have money. There are people who marry into a wealthy marriage and their spouse tells them, I don't want you to ever work a day in your life, right? So these are just a few examples of how you can manifest money without working. Um, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this live. I've been here now for an hour. Um, Thank you. Um, yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. If you are interested in coaching, contact me at conjuredrealm@gmail.com. I'm still doing coaching. I have open availability. Yeah, I have open availability right now. So email me. I try to respond very quickly, but if I don't, please give me like 1 to 2 days. Yeah, 2 days max, and I will respond to your email. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed your time here. Keep persisting in the favorable story. Don't worry about what the 3D is showing you. Persist, persist, and think as if, and you will have your desires. Um, but yeah, have an amazing day. Get some sun, drink some water, be healthy, and get your desires. Happy manifesting.